Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Grief Drums, and in today's video, I wanted to take a look at Mozzie, the brand new defender that is arriving as part of Operation Burnt Horizon. So Mozzie is the new impatient defender that is arriving as part of this season, whose ability is to catch and hack attackers' drones. In this video, I wanted to take a look at 5 quick tips that will hopefully help assist you whether you've been playing him on the test server or not. So first up today is the fact that you can use Mozzie's gadgets, or pests as they're called, like mute jammers to stop drones from coming through certain routes. Now we all know that Mute is phenomenal at denying that intel, but Mozzie also is as well. Not only can he remove and deny that intel to the attacking team, but he can also utilize it for himself. Now there are 2 ways to do this. You can either wait until you see a drone and then fire the pest launcher at it, or alternatively, you can just pre-place these. Now, if you don't like where they are, there is absolutely nothing stopping you from picking them back up again, which is a really handy feature. But putting one of these pests on the side of a door frame or halfway down a corridor just inside of like a wooden beam or something to keep it out of view, the second that drone passes through its circle of influence, pretty much like Kaid's Electroclaw, the second the pest gets a line of sight on it, it will jump onto it and hack it. Putting the pest on an external drone hole, something that leads to outside, or alternatively a door that leads directly outside, if you put it too close, the drone will enter that circle that the pest can hack from, but it will actually hack it outside. Now these drones work very similar to Echo's drone, where if you take them outside, you've got about 3 seconds until it has to get back in, otherwise you will lose the drone. The fact that you can't pick these up either also means that you will not be getting it back. Unlike an Echo drone where you can run out and grab it, the drones from attackers, you can't do that as Mozzie. So if you're going to put it on a door or a drone hole that leads to outside, make sure you do it a bit further back and let the drone actually get into the building first. If you don't, you do get a nice little red circle and you have a very, very short period of time in which to jump on that drone and drive it inside, but this can be a bit limiting at times and I've only managed to get away with it once or twice. So learn from my mistakes and just do it further inside of the room. Tip number 2 for today is going to be utilizing Mozzie like Buck. There is absolutely nothing stopping you from utilizing him like Buck or like Smoke or now Mute with his shotgun and SMG. But the cool thing about this is it's the other way round. He's got a shotgun as a secondary, similar to Mirror, so you can open up lines of sight, you can go up above the map, you can open up holes from above or below, and then utilize his primary to actually, contest these holes and lines of sight that you've created. I've found this to be really effective, being able to just, run upstairs really, really fast, create holes in the floor, and then keep an eye on things below, and you've got the speed to rotate back, unlike operators like Mirror. Now, more often than not in the past, we've seen operators that are able to do this, much like Smoke and Mirror, but 9 times out of 10, they're pretty confined to the site. So if you want them to do this, you have to ask someone else to open up these lines of sight for you a bit further away from the site and say, I'm going to play around this, but can you shotgun this open? Now you don't really have to. You can play Mozzie a little bit further away and create these lines of sight for yourself, yet still have the speed to return back to site should you need to. Tip number 3 today is going to be this. This is my favourite way to utilize Mozzie. It's very similar to what people like Valk can do, but by utilizing a drone that you've caught and pre-placing a nitro, you can then keep an eye on that specific area, flick onto your drone, and as soon as someone vaults in or passes over where your pre-placed nitro is, you can then set it off. So you can utilize him to make traps. Genuinely, this is probably the most fun way to play him. With the best thing being that an attacker may drone out a room, see a drone in there, and think that that's one of theirs, and therefore not even worry about it. Whereas if they saw a Valk cam, they may think that this is coming. So give it a go and let me know how you get on. Tip number 4 today is going to be the anti-hard breach. Now, this is going to be very situational, and I am well aware of that. But if you can catch Twitch drone, either get her with it or use it to take out thermite charges or Hibana pellets. If you manage to catch a shock drone on the inside of armory lockers on border, you're going to have an absolute field day when thermite goes to place his charge down. Now with the fact that shock drones are limited to the number of shots they actually have, and the fact that they've now been reduced to only a mere 5 shots, and Twitch may have even used some of those, you're going to need to be careful and you're going to need to be sparing with how you do this. If Hibana has shot a load of pellets on a wall and you go outside and see them with this shock drone, you need to utilize those shots and the time you've got outside effectively. Hit the Hibana pellets on the middle ones. Take the middle section out so that that hole is no longer vaultable. If Hibana has gone and put 2 pellets or 2 rows of pellets, one above the other halfway up a wall to create a line of sight and somewhere she can vault through later in the game, ruin her day by hitting 1 or 2 of those middle pellets and you have done everything you can to stop them. Now the final and fifth thing I wanted to discuss today is the whole Roni versus Commando, both of Mozzy's weapons. They are both really, really good. But the crux of it comes down to this: which one is better? Which one should you take if you play Mozzy? Now, this is going to be down to personal preference, and I'm well aware of that. I've not done any Rogue 9 style testing, and to be completely open and honest with you, I've got no formal basis to recommend this other than the fact that the Roni has bagged me far more kills due to the higher fire rate. Now please don't misunderstand me, with such an epic reload animation, the Commando is going to win in a lot of people's eyes. That coupled with the fact that it's got a higher mag count, it still doesn't quite win it for me. Personally for me, the lower mag count of the Roni and the fact that it has got less bullets is kind of negated by the fact that the fire rate is so high. The sheer speed in which you can put bullets down range onto your target, even if your accuracy isn't the best, you only need to land those shots on target. If you have even slightly good accuracy, I would definitely recommend running this. Now this may not be the same for console, I cannot say whether it is or not, I haven't played it on console, but I would definitely advocate that you try both, but so far from what I've seen, the Roni seems to be the better choice. I'm afraid that's going to be it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and hopefully some of these tips will help you out in some way, shape or form, give you a few ideas of how exactly to run Mozzy. I'm having a hell of a lot of fun with this op, and I genuinely think that he could be used in a competitive environment very, very well. There's no doubt about it that he's a bit of a weird operator, and he's a bit of a puzzle because with his speed being a 2 and his armor being a 2, he can actually move around quite a bit, and you can kind of treat him like Bandit with the weapons and the nitro that he's got. You can get up close and personal with people, and you can even drone for yourself to get that intel. But the problem comes in the fact that everyone knows that droning for yourself isn't anywhere near as good as droning for your teammates. So that kind of forces you to play him a bit slower and a bit further back, more like an Echo kind of role. And you think, well, then you're not utilising Mozzy to his full capability, so he is a real enigma in that sense. I kind of like this though, and I genuinely think that it makes him more of a fun operator to play because you can play him in several different play styles. Nevertheless, I'd love to hear your thoughts, whether you've played him or whether you're excited to play with him. Not play with him, you know what I mean. If you did enjoy this video, please consider hitting that thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy it, hit the dislike and let me know why down in the comments below. If you don't already, make sure to subscribe for all things Rainbow Six, and until next time, ladies and gentlemen, stay reckless and relentless.